Welcome to Gachagua TV, the tallest man in Black Africa. We are live, and it is important that you are going to leave your comment in the comment section. It is my hope that you are also going to like the video. It is my hope that we are going to share one or two things. I know we have not been live for quite some time, but today we are going to be live for, say, 1 hour. And I hope that we shall be together and we shall walk together. Guys, karibuni, those who are joining. And I can see we are two. I expect that we are going to have a candid discussion. Kuna mengi ambayo tutazungumzia, hususan yale ya kuchaja ng'ombe, mambo ambayo yameleta kizungumkuti katika taifa letu. So this idea of actually vaccinating our cows is something that is alien to us. It's something that we are not used to. The idea is something that many people are questioning. It is something that is being resisted by farmers from all walks of life. Watu wengi kama walivyo, kama tunavyoona ni kwamba wanaona swala hili halifai. So guys, please like the video as you enter, as you come. Like the video, and we are going to continue the discussion, which will be very, very important. When you are here, we are able to discuss a number of issues. I know many of you are not aware that we are going to be live, but in case you have the notification bell already, you know that we at times goes live once in a while, depending on various factors. Right now, people want us to discuss this issue, and once we discuss this issue, I think it is necessary that members of the public give their input. So let me start by asking a simple question. Do you think it is necessary to vaccinate our animals? Or do you think that the government is genuine? Or if I may ask you a simple question, do you think the government is behind the vaccination of animals? Or is Bill Gates who is behind the vaccination of animals? Maybe you can write in the comment section. Because many people strongly believe that Bill Gates is a man behind the vaccination of animals. And many people believe that because the government had given immunity to Bill Gates, and the court actually suspended that, many people now believe that this government, whatever it's doing, is to try and bring this vaccination so that we can alter the genetic makeup of our animals, something that many Kenyans are resisting. Watu wengi wanapiga. So guys, like the video. Those of you who are joining, karibuni. I know you are not expecting us to be live, but I've decided to give you a surprise today so that we can interact on one-on-one. And the government is finding it very, very rough, very, very difficult to convince Kenyans to vaccinate their animals. Ni swala ambalo limepigwa sana. The government is seeing a lot of opposition. The government is resisting. So guys, you can comment in the comment section so that I can know those who have joined the live stream. And we are live so that we can interact on one-on-one. So according to Bill Gates strongly believe that we can have synthetic meat. We can have meat from the laboratory. We don't need to have the beef. We can actually manufacture beef in the laboratory according to what we are learning. And it is this thing that Kenyans are opposing. And Kenyans believe that in the final analysis, you are going to consume this beef. Hawa ng'ombe baada ya kuchajwa, tutakula nyama ya hawa ng'ombe, na baada ya kula nyama ya hawa ng'ombe, basi matokeo yatakuwa au madhara yatakuwa kwetu sisi binadamu. Please like the video, guys. You can see we are 8 now. Like the video, and it is very, very interesting that we are having this kind of debate at this time. When I look at what is happening, farmers have resisted, by the way. They have resisted, including members of parliament. They are saying that their cows are not going to be vaccinated because there's a feeling that somebody wants to sell a product to Kenyans. There's a feeling that we don't need to vaccinate the cows. There's a feeling that Bill Gates is forcing the government to vaccinate the cows so that he can make a kill. There's a feeling that Bill Gates wants to depopulate Africa. He also wants to depopulate the animals so that he can control food production. And if you want to control human beings, you only need to control food. Once you control food, period. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Do you think our government is genuine? This is something that is baffling. Because when you look at our government, we have horses, but they're not talking about vaccinating horses. We have elephants. We are not talking about vaccinating elephants. We have buffaloes. Nobody is talking about vaccinating buffaloes. Where is it that we are only vaccinating cows? These are the questions that the government should address. And when you look at the farmers who are resisting, the government is trying to force it down the throat of farmers. And the big question that Kenyans are asking, if the farmers have said, no, we are not going to allow you to vaccinate our cows, does the government have any right to force the farmers to vaccinate their cows? Because here, there's nothing. Because when you look at the veterinary doctors have said that they don't know why you are vaccinating our cows. Imagine a doctor telling you that he doesn't know why he's treating you. A doctor saying that he doesn't know why he's giving you vaccines. He doesn't know why he's vaccinating you. This is what is happening. Kenyan veterinary doctors have said that they don't know why you are vaccinating our cows. But the government says that there's a reason we are vaccinating our cows. We need to be told who is funding this process and when was public participation carried out and what diseases, ni magonjwa gani ambayo tunataka kuzuia, tunataka kufanya nini na haya magonjwa, hawa ng'ombe zetu. And then after vaccinating, hizi nyama zitaliwa na binadamu wakati ng'ombe atachinjwa. These are the things that the government need to address. And if you are talking about emitting carbon in the atmosphere, why not plant trees? So tupande miti jameni. Tupande miti. Ingawa ile miti ambayo tunapanda, we are planting trees. No, government want to plant 15 billion trees. But the funny thing, even after planting the 15 billion trees, somebody is very busy harvesting trees in Karura forest. Somebody is very busy harvesting trees in Gong forest. Yet Kenyans are busy planting trees. So even this idea of vaccinating animals, there's a feeling among Kenyans that somebody is pocketing billions of money. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Do you think this is a deal that the government officers, Kenya Kwanza, unajua Kenya Kwanza is known for having so many deals. Kenya Kwanza wanajulikana ni watu ambao ni wa madeal. They make deals. Angalia ile zile deal zao za mafuta. Angalia zile deal zao za chajo. Angalia every time ni deals. Angalia zile deals za Adani. So they are known to make deals. And the question that Kenyans are asking, is it that somebody is trading with our livestock? Is it that somebody want to benefit from this process? And what I know is that Bill Gates is controlling the agriculture. I want to control the agriculture. Bill Gates is also in hii biashara madawa, na kwa sababu ako katika hii biashara madawa, what do you expect, ladies and gentlemen? Please guys, like the video. Bete Ibahala, Ruto and Bill Gates should leave us alone with our cows. We are suffering from Bill Gates COVID chaps, and before we recover, he's coming with the new ones. Yes, I think this is very, very important. When I agree with you, that we are in business, that Bill Gates is in business, and he want to make dollars. But now, because the greed that is in the government is too much, that is why we are seeing this kind of things happening. That is the first issue I want us to address. And let me pose a question to you. Do you support the vaccination of animals? Or you support, and if these animals be vaccinated, do you think we shall be eating the beef, even the milk? Because in the final analysis, it will end up in our bodies. We are the people who consume milk, we are the people who consume beef, and it is going to affect us in one way or the other. So let us not take it lightly. Let us take it very seriously. Unajua tunaweza kuona ni mambo ya juu hivi kivivi, lakini madhara baadaye itakuja kumpata mwanadamu. You may find people having tails in future. Yeah, on the right note. Because you see, what Bill Gates is doing, where he has been given immunity, diplomatic immunity, the Bill Gates and Melinda Foundation, they were given immunity, although that immunity was uplifted by the High Court just the other day. The fact that Bill Gates wants to control food industry means that he can control the population. The fact that Bill Gates believes that population is too high, tuko wengi sana ati tupuguzwe. And the question that we are asking, because this idea of vaccinating animals was rejected in Europe, why is it being forced down our throats? And because the farmers are refusing, the only question that we can ask, why is it that the government want it implemented by force, by fire? Wakenya wamesema hawataki. The other thing that we noted is that the government passed a very funny bill. The cabinet yesterday passed a very controversial bill that if the holder of the office refuse to give the instrument of power or refuse to grace the occasion, or whoever interferes with the assumption of office by the president-elect, he should be fined 10 million. And Kenyans are asking, like now, if Cherera, the way they were posting, Cherera, for remember the way they were posting, that they were saying that the election was not fair. If somebody attempt to prevent the president-elect from assuming office or interfering with the election, will be fined 10 million. I think we are laying ground for rigging 2027 general election. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? The kind of laws that we are seeing are very, very funny. Very, very funny. That why are you bothered so much with the outcome of the elections, yet you don't have even IBC? And if I may ask you guys, why do you think the government is not bothered with having IBC? And please like the video as you come. And you can see we are 15, only just 3 likes. Please like the video. And you can subscribe to this channel if you have never subscribed to this channel. Hit the red button. You can also join this channel. Hit the join button. Become a member of this channel. You can also buy super chat. Just hit super chat. Then follow the procedure. And we can interact in very many ways. So what we are saying here is that we don't have IBC. But the government is very, very busy telling Kenyans about people who interfere with the assumption of office by the president-elect. We don't have IBC. Although people are blaming Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, I think the government has a machinery, has a way of doing away and removing this impediment. And if the government wants us to have IEBC next week, we can have it. But unknown to many people, one of the major reasons why the government does not want to have IBC ni kwa sababu there are by-elections coming. And these by-elections, if we have full commissioners, if the commission is fully constituted, what we're likely to see is by-elections, and these by-elections are likely to disappoint and embarrass William Samoei Ruto. Skyman, I'm very, very disappointed on how this government is really doing things. Imagine. That's what we are saying, Trey, and thank you for that comment. That's what we are saying, that if we have IBC, we are going to have by-elections. But because this government does not want to be embarrassed, this government does not want William Samoei Ruto to be embarrassed by being defeated in the by-elections, then we better remain without IBC. The other reason why we don't have IBC is because the government wants to do things in a hurry. Remember, there must be registration of persons. When are people going to register as voters? We have so many people who have new IDs. In fact, since 2022, how many people have attained 18 years? Ni wengi vijana ambao wamefikisha umri wa miaka 18, lakini serikali haitaki kuona hawa watu, haitaki kamwe kuona hawa watu wakiwa na vitambulisho au wakijiandikisha kama wapiga kura. Reason? You know the Gen Z? Remember the Gen Z? Please like the video, guys. Like the videos. You can see that we are 22. And I want us to like the video so that we can interact. That's the only way you can support this channel. So the Gen Z ni wengi sana. And the Gen Z is the one that is going to decide who will be the president of this country. The Gen Z will give us a surprise. Let me tell you guys, we shall have a surprise. Gen Z is going to make or give us the president. And who do you think that president will be? If elections are held today, we have William Samoei Ruto is the holder of the office. We have Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, who have declared that he'll be on the ballot, come rain, come sunshine. And there is Okiya Mtata. This man, Okiya Mtata, is the man to watch. This man, Okiya Mtata, is likely to have William Samoei Ruto and Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka for breakfast. If you look at the population of Kenya, those people who are below that 5 years, I think they are more than 60%. And these are the people who are very angry with this government. These are the people who are complaining that yet tulijitokeza kwa barabara, tukaandamana, you killed us. Tukajitokeza kwa barabara, you tear gassed us. Tukajitokeza kwa barabara, wengine tukapotea. These are the people who are very, very angry. I'm not saying that others are not angry. They are angry. But the people who are feeling the heat most are the Gen Z. Remember, this is a group of people who have nothing to lose. They have nothing to lose. And I have a feeling that if things continue the way they are going, 2025 could be a different year. If things continue the way they are going, we are inviting Gen Z to the street again. In the rate of joblessness, we are having universities collapsing, by the way. The University of Nairobi, a premier university, a prestigious university, is in problems. It is in problems because of poor management. University of Eldoret is in serious problem. That means the trainees wanachukua muda mrefu sana kumaliza masomo yao. This means that even those who are graduating, they are not going anywhere. Imagine how many people are we taking to the market every day? Hundreds and hundreds of Kenyans. But there's nothing we are doing about it. There are many students who are graduating. If you look at the job market, hakuna kazi. Hakuna kazi, by the way. But I want to thank those people, especially those who are in diaspora, who are trying to show us the way where we can get opportunities. Because I noted one, Truth 1995 TV. I noted, maybe you can look at it, Truth 1995 TV. I noted that they are offering opportunities for people to work in Europe, which is very, very good. And Rab from India, thank you, Rubab. So what we are saying here is that the government is failing every day. The government is causing a lot of pain. And that is why I'm saying people are rallying behind Okiya Mtata. Okiya Mtata is a Busia senator. Okiya Mtata is one person I've always said, and I want you to maybe write any other person here in the comment section who you think, according to you, can easily defeat Okiya Mtata. Because according to me, Okiya Mtata is likely to be the next president of this country. If you look at William Samoei Ruto has been showing a lot of anger of late, calling people mapepo, sijui ile pepo ile iko hapa tini pepo ya kupiga kila kitu. Hapana, watu sio kila kitu wanapiga. Watu wanapiga mambo mabaya, watu wanapiga mambo ambayo haeleweki, kama haya ya kuchaja ng'ombe. Watu wanapiga mswada wa kifedha ambao unawanyanyasa. So what we are saying here, one of the major reasons why people are running behind Okiya Mtata is because Okiya Mtata is not an insider. Unlike Kalonzo Musyoka is an insider, Raila Amolo Odinga is an insider, William Samoei Ruto is an insider. But when you look at Okiya Mtata is the only person who look like he's understanding what the ground is saying. Okiya Mtata is the only person who is understanding what the people are saying. Timothy Castas Kaiman, wewe ni mwalimu wa languages ama you have excellent language command. Thank you. I'm in communication. Thank you. So what we are saying here, when you see somebody being rejected by the crowd, kuna sababu. Unajua Waswahili wasema kibaya chajitebeza no kizuri chajitebeza kizuri chajiuza. That is it. And I'm looking at it in a very fun way. Lili Wagari, thank you. Niko mzima kabisa, buheri wa afya jema, labda kule uliko shamra tu za Krismasi. So what we are saying here is that when you look at the government of William Samoei Ruto, you realize that people do not want to be associated with it. In fact, I was looking yesterday at Karogo Wadhangwa in wakiwa na Gathoni wa Musyoba, and I want to salute Gathoni wa Musyoba for being very courageous. In fact, unknown to many, Gathoni wa Musyoba was among the first few ladies who started opposing William Samoei Ruto's policy. I remember there was a time William Samoei Ruto and Gachagua, there was a time they went to Githunguri, and instead of recognizing Gathoni wa Musyoba, what they did, they took wakachukua the opponent, mpinzani wa Gathoni wa Musyoba, akaambiwa sijui aende pesa the following day, sijui za kujenga shule, sijui nini. All this was meant to overshadow Gathoni wa Musyoba. But as fate would have it, today Gathoni wa Musyoba remain the most popular politician in Githunguri. These are the people who have won the elections even before they are elected. These are the people who are listening to the ground. Hao ndio watu ambao wanapendwa sana na watu. Lakini kuna wengine ambao kwenda kwao hawezi enda. Sisi Gachagua was impeached. Mimi najua kuna wabunge ambao hawajafika kwao nyumbani. Na wengine najua kuna wengine wakati wanaenda wakati ambapo kuna giza totoro, wakati ambapo haonekani vizuri. Wanaenda wakati kuna giza. Giza ni ya nani? Tukiangalia tunasema hadithi jo. Sahani sijui nini, baiskeli sijui nini. Giza tunasema ni ya mwizi. Ni kweli giza ni ya mwizi kulingana na utamaduni wetu. So darkness is associated with evil. So what we are saying is that there are some people who have never set their foot in their constituency since the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua. Walifukuza Rigathi Gachagua na wamefukuzwa na wananchi. And I like the way Kenyans are behaving, by the way. Ni vizuri tuongee ukweli. Wakenya siku hizi wamepevuka sana kimawazo. Kenyans are very much enlightened. Very much enlightened. Kenyans are calling a spade a spade. In fact, wale wa Kenya ambao tuko nao sio kama wale wa zamani ambao tulikuwa tunadanganya vile ambavyo tunataka. Hapana. These are not the kind of people who would actually come up with a policy and implement without even explaining to them. During the time of Kano, people are forced to pay at membership fee uwe na kadi ya Kano. Imagine. By force, by fire. Lazima uwe mwanachama wa Kano. Ilikuwa imefika mahali ambapo madio walikuwa wanalazimisha hata watu kunyoa ndevu. Yes, there was somebody who was forced by a DC. Was it a dio or DC? Alikuwa anaitwa Mwego. Is it Mwego? Yeah. Those of you who are here, you can remind me. Alikuwa anaitwa Mwego ama alikuwa anaitwa nani? Yule DC alilazimisha mtu alikuwa mfanyikazi wa serikali afanye nini? Anyolewe ndevu. Imagine. This what the point here is. The people who are living today are very different from those of yesteryears. So that is why William Samoei Ruto is complaining. And the funny thing is that, people have been questioning why William Samoei Ruto is talking the way he's talking. Unakumbuka wakati wa GMO, alikuwa anauliza, umeona mimi nimea matiti? Mimi nimewahi kuna GMO. Nimewahi kuna nimea matiti. I don't know whether you remember that. Then, yesterday, he was talking about the vaccination, that human beings have been vaccinated, whether they are still fighting. And the president was saying that. The president was also saying about Mapepo. And Kenyans are asking, is this language presidential? What do you think? Is that language presidential, really? Because the holder of that office, even if you don't like it, even if you don't like him, you respect the office. That's the way it should be. That's the way it's supposed to happen. Even if you don't agree, respect that office. And that is why even the holder of that office, the way he talks, should actually befit a language that befit that office. The etiquettes are very, very important when you hold that office. So what you're saying, yeah, it's not presidential. I agree it is not presidential. Teresia Wajuru, hello, my eye opener. Karibu sana Teresia. Lili Wagari, Rubab, all the way from India. Thank you for coming. Like the video, guys, and also comment in the comment section. So, I also want us to look at Rigathi Gachagua. Rigathi Gachagua has taken the mountain by storm. And Rigathi Gachagua is becoming very, very popular. Very, very popular. If you go to Muranga, it is Rigathi Gachagua. If you go to Kirinyaga, Rigathi Gachagua. Ebu, Rigathi Gachagua. Kiabu, Rigathi Gachagua. Kirinyaga, Nyandarua, Nakuru, and a big part of Nairobi, Rigathi Gachagua. But I have a question that is disturbing. I don't know, maybe you can help me to comment in the comment section. The fact that Rigathi Gachagua was impeached means that he cannot vie for any elective office. He cannot vie for the presidency, I think all the way up to 2037, something like that. He cannot vie as a governor or an MP. How is he going? What is his game plan? Do you understand his game plan? Or do you think he's going to endorse Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka? And if he endorses Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, do you think the mountain will go with him? Or if he forms another party, as he's likely to do, because I understand he's not forming another party, he's going to join another party. Once he joins another party, and then he revamp that party. And it usually, even UDA, and remember UDA, that is what happened in UDA. Kwa sababu hapo beleni ilikuwa URP, ile ya Ruto, na unakumbuka ile kofia yake. So, how is Rigathi Gachagua going to ensure that he's relevant? How is he going to remain relevant for the next 3 years, maybe? Because I can see a problem somewhere. I see a problem somewhere. Yes, watu wanamtaka kabisa. But now, wanaenda wapi? That's the big question that people are asking. Are they going to Jubilee? And by the way, this reminds me that Moses Kuria was saying that the people of Mount Kenya are going to troop to Jubilee. And who is the leader of Jubilee? Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Would you trust Moses Kuria in Jubilee? Would you? You know, if it were Gathoni Wamushoba going to Jubilee, would actually be comfortable, and we trust that kind of arrangement. But when you see Moses Kuria can only go there as a Trojan horse. A Trojan horse that would actually bolt out in the 11th hour and destroy. In fact, he'll go down with the church. Like Samson. Is it Samson who went down with the church? Yeah. So don't trust Moses Kuria. Anytime Moses Kuria is saying something, take it with a pinch of salt. Usichukulie kila kitu ati ni ukweli kile ambacho wanasema. Moses Kuria is out to make sure that William Samoei Ruto is elected for a second term. That is his mission. Moses Kuria is there to ensure that William Samoei Ruto is not shown the door. Because you see, all indication shows that William Samoei Ruto will be a one-term president. All indications. There's nothing that can save this government. There's nothing. And by the way, in politics, perception is very important. The way people perceive you is very, very important. The perception now about William Samoei Ruto is that whatever he's doing is for his own selfish gain. Whatever he's doing is to enrich his cabals, his friends. Whatever he's doing, ni madil tu peke yake, madil. So there's no way he can change. You know, the most difficult thing, whether in politics, whether in the workplace, whether in the family, whether in the community, is to change the mindset. Changing the mindset is not that easy. Trying to convince Kenyans that William Samoei Ruto means good for this country, it is very, very difficult. William Samoei Ruto has lost the church. The church is complaining. From the Anglican to the Catholic, to the Muslim, to the Apostolic Church, everybody is complaining. Remember, the church is the one that took William Samoei Ruto to State House. Gachagua needs to choose his next move quickly, and he has to be very careful, Trey. Yeah, Gachagua needs to be very, very careful and move very fast. Otherwise, somebody can emerge and make him irrelevant. So, William Samoei Ruto has lost everything. Everything that made him to be the president is gone. And I'm just looking at the church. You know, the church had a candidate. You remember the way they would tell us that the Church of Christ had a candidate. And one would like, what? The Church of Christ with a candidate? By the way, let me say this. It was okay. It was okay to vote for William Samoei Ruto. And if you voted for William Samoei Ruto, you should never feel guilty. You should never, in fact, and you should never apologize to anybody. Me, I never voted for him. I never voted for William Samoei Ruto. But those who voted for him, it is their right. It is your right to vote for anybody, a candidate of your choice. And because I'm saying this because I've heard so many people saying, you are the people who voted for him. Yes, they voted for him, but they had no control of how he's going to govern the country. Once you become the president, the voters have no power to make you govern the country the way you are supposed to govern. You are the problem. So why do people keep on blaming the voter? Yet the voter casted the vote as per the constitutional right. You know, there are so many candidates there, and it is your choice. It's like you go to the market. You choose whatever you want. You choose whatever you want because that is what you want. But you cannot say that wewe kile ambacho umechagua ati watu wengine wanakulaumu kwa sababu ulichagua kile. Hapana, hapana, ni haki yako. Ni haki yako kuchagua yule ambaye unataka. Na wale ambao walichagua William Samoei Ruto hamkukosea. Mtu asiwaambie mmekosea. You know, I have heard people saying we are here because of the mountain. No, we are here because of poor governance. We are here because of corruption. We are here because of tribalism. Hapana. Unajua, the moment Kenyans will realize that this country has only two tribes. That's two tribes. The rich and the poor. Muhammad from Northeastern, Wajiko from Nyeri, Orego from Kisumu, Chemtai from Rift Valley, Mama Boga, Baba Boga, Boda Boda. They speak one language. The language of looking for money and living from heart to mouth. The language of struggle. That is their language. William Samoei Ruto, Raila Amolo Odinga, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, Mudavadi, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, they speak one language. The language of money. In fact, they are more in common than in conflict. The only thing we share with Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is only the language. The verbal language. But from there, nothing else. I think Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and Raila Amolo Odinga and William Samoei Ruto have more in common than what Raila Amolo Odinga has with somebody like a common person, a fisherman from Lake Victoria. That is it. If, for example, you want to know, look at the way these leaders are regrouping because of their own interest. Because of their own interest. And by the way, why do you think William Samoei Ruto went looking for Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta? Why do you think he went looking for Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta? Because if it is Uhuru who was looking for William Samoei Ruto, Uhuru could have gone to State House. Yes? Because you see, once the president tells you to come, you go. Lakini unafikiri Uhuru ataenda hata akiitwa. Do you think if Gachagua was in government, would oppose anything Zax is doing? He won't. He won't. Janet Wagesh, he won't. Even Gachagua and Ruto have more in common than in conflict. That is it. In fact, you, Janet, and Gachagua don't have anything in common apart from the language. But Gachagua and Ruto have a lot in common. So that's a very good thing to say. And to make the point home, even people like Karogwa Adhango, remember, they were in government. But now they are not feeling that they are part of the government. Because the interest, because you see, what matters in politics is interest. If the interests converge, ndio hawa wanafanya kazi pamoja. If the interests do not converge, they move in different directions. But now, because Gachagua is not in government, that's why we have not forgotten what Gachagua used to say. We have not forgotten, actually. and ni vile tu mitego haikunasa Raila. Ni vile alinaswa na Ruto. And you see, what we don't understand is if Raila atamnasa Ruto. So I was saying here that the reason why William Samoei Ruto went to see Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is simple. He went to see him because of Mount Kenya votes. He went to see him because he has been cornered. He went to see him because he's feeling the heat. He's receiving a lot of opposition. There's a lot of opposition for William Samoei Ruto. I was saying William Samoei Ruto has lost the church. The church is completely gone. William Samoei Ruto has lost Mount Kenya. In fact, if you want to lose the election, associate yourself with William Samoei Ruto. But Skyman, I think Gachagua reached a time he saw things were not going the right way. That's why they impeached him. To a greater extent, you are right. Maga, what next with Kasogo, Kaudwa going to 2025? 2025 could be very, very different. That's my take. That 2025 could be very, very different for this government. And I'm saying this because things are getting harder every day. Janet Wageshi is saying, I beg to differ, truth be told. Shida wa Kenya wengi ni kusahau mtu kama Ruto ni yule tangu 1992 na Rigathi bado ni yule ndio. You know, people don't change. They don't change. It's only the situation changes. And that's why, if you look at William Samoei Ruto, since 1992, William Samoei Ruto, and by the way, unknown to many Kenyans, William Samoei Ruto has been in politics the longest. The longest. Shalom. RWK. Shalom. William Samoei Ruto has been in government since 1992. In 1992, he was a mentee of none other than Daniel Toroitich arap Moi. Akamwonyesha namna ya kuchukua kitu hapa na pale, kuficha. William Samoei Ruto was the organizing secretary of YK92, a very ruthless youth group that was campaigning for Daniel Toroitich arap Moi. William Samoei Ruto was opposing multi-party politics. He was opposing multi-party politics. And William Samoei Ruto made a lot of money during that time. If you read Jirogo's book, or if you listen to Jirogo, you realize what William Samoei Ruto used to do. William Samoei Ruto became extremely rich, acquiring properties all over. And once he acquired these properties, to date, he remained the richest person, I think, in Africa. That's why I'm saying what we can see here is that, as Janet is saying, I'm saying this because of what Janet has said, people do not change. In 1997, he was able to defeat Ruben Chesile, the Eldoret North Member of Parliament. You know, one of the reasons why he defeated him is because of money. Wakati wa Moi hugeshida kiti kama hukuwa na pesa, hugeshida. So he has been in politics under Moi pupillage. Maga, should we be patient with the KK regime in 2025? Let the members comment. Should we be patient with Kenya Kwanza in 2020? Even now, people are not patient, by the way. Maga, Kenyans are not patient at all. Because William Samoei Ruto must deliver. He has no two ways. He must deliver. And if he doesn't deliver, I think it will get worse in 2025. We shall come up with another video to see what the 2025 holds for Kenya, things that we are likely to see, because we are going to see a lot of things. So ndio huyo sasa William Samoei Ruto akaendelea akawa assistant minister, I think in charge of internal security. Ndio huyo akawa serikali ya Kibaki, ndio huyo deputy president wa Uhuru, ndio huyo sasa president. He has not changed, ni yule yule tu. So we are saying he has lost the Gen Z again after now losing the church. The Mlima Nation umeenda kabisa, mlima umeenda. He has lost the Gen Z. Do you think the Gen Z can vote for William Samoei Ruto? One thing I like about the Gen Z, that's why I'm saying there are only two tribes in this country: a Gen Z in Kabete and a Gen Z in Kapsabet, and then another Gen Z in Orkalau. They are speaking the same language. One language. In fact, majority of them do not even understand the first language. They don't even bother. They intermarry among the tribes. Again, when you look at William Samoei Ruto, he has lost the vote of the middle class. If there is one group of people that is suffering under the leadership of William Samoei Ruto, it is the middle class. It is the middle class that is paying a lot of money in terms of housing levy. They are paying 5%. Imagine, 5%. Na mishahara ni ile ya kijugujiko. Meager salaries. Imagine. That's why you see the lecturers downing their tools. That's why you see the doctors striking because mishahara imekwisha. Imeporwa kabisa. Kwa sababu what is happening, the government is taxing them. If you are losing 5% of your salary, sasa nini imebaki? Then kumekuja hii mambo mengine ya shi na sha. Hii shi na sha nayo, is it 5% or what? Something like that also. So already since William Samoei Ruto came to power, the salaries of the middle class has decreased or has been reduced by more than 10%. That's why I'm saying he has lost the middle class. Again, there is also pay as you earn. Pay as you earn. There's no need of even calling it pay as you earn. Call it pay as you suffer. Because hao watu nakwambia wananyanyaswa na serikali. Wananyanyaswa. Unapata 30% of government workers' salary and those in the private sector goes to KRA directly. Hata hizo pesa wazioni. So that means the government is taking more money than what the workers are taking home. The take-home pay is very little compared to the taxes. And that is how William Samoei Ruto has lost the Gen Z, the church, the middle class, and the mountain. In fact, taxes are too much and they don't help anyone. Imagine, zile tax tunaokota na tunafanya nini? Imagine the tax. You know, I was reading a newspaper the other day that KRA had surpassed its targets. I don't know the target, but it was something above 1.5 trillion. Imagine, 1.5 trillion. I think by November last year, end of November this year. Sasa hizo pesa wanapeleka wapi? That's the question that you should ask ourselves. Because when you look at this government, there is no project we can be able to show. We say this is the project, we started this way, na tumefika hapa. RWK. Hapa sasa ni muigua urutuo na mahira. Forori ohone. Speaking in parables. RKW is speaking parables. So what we are saying here, these politicians, unless now a new group of politicians comes in, or another group comes with a different mindset, we are going to see the same things. And I like the way Zachary Onyoka is coming out. That senator from Kisii. Huyo tunamvulia kofia. Amefanya kazi nzuri sana. And I said in one of my videos that if there is somebody, if there is a senator who has actually worked for the people, it is Zachary Onyonka. Huyo tunampa mkwaju kabisa. Tick. There is also Sifuna, Edwin Sifuna from Nairobi. Edwin Sifuna is that kind of a leader who finds himself in a situation that he does not like. If you look at the body language of Sifuna, you see he's not happy with the broad-based government. He's not happy. You don't be told. Look at the way, just listen to the way he talks. You realize that this guy is not happy with the broad-based government. Some people call it the bedroom government. Others call it the broad-based government. A very funny type of mongrel. Me, I call it a mongrel government. A government that you cannot even be able to describe. Trey, imagine the government sasa was saying to pass the bill wapeleke capital city from Nairobi to Iede Nakuru. That is something that also noted Trey. But let's ask our viewers here. How many would support the capital city to go to Nakuru? But when I was looking at the Kenya Gazettes, they have not gazetted that one. But normally what happens, the intelligence guys brings the issue, it is thrown to members of the public to just listen to what the people are going to say. If the people oppose it, wanasema bana, those are fake news. Lakini how do you wanakula labda wameachilia kusikia just to get people's opinion. That's the way the government operates. They release something, a certain information kidogo tu ili wasikie vile watu watafanya. So what we are saying here, kuna watu wamefanya kazi. Whatever the case, we cannot fail to appreciate Onyonka, Edwin Sifuna, and Gathoni Mushoba. Those three, we cannot fail to recognize their good work. They are the people who will speak their minds. And please, guys, as we watch, as we interact, continue liking the video, continue commenting, continue sharing, continue buying super chats. You can continue joining. You can click the join button and become a member of this channel. And those who have been asking my number, I will pin it here. You can interact even outside this forum. It's really even sad how he is tendering a lot of millions. No project. Imagine. No project. The blah, 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 as you say. And one ask, hata hizi nyumba tunajenga jameni, how is it going to end, by the way? How is it going to end? Because I can see corruption on another scale never seen in this country. Huenda ikawa hizi nyumba tunajengea watu fulani, huenda ikawa hivyo. The politically correct. Because do you think these houses are going to benefit the poor? What will happen? Hizi nyumba, the rich will buy them and rent them out. Watazichukua na kukodisha maskini. So what will happen is that the government will continue enriching the poor. The rich. That is what will happen. Because when you look at the prices, ni wangapi ambao wanaweza kununua hizo nyumba? The prices watatoa wapi? And who said, you see, these houses, wafanyikazi wanatozwa kodi, they are deducted money, and then some of them ends up buying the same houses zenye ambazo wanalipia, alafu unatoa pesa zingine ununue na uendelee kulipa rent na pesa zako zilijenga. Very funny. And the houses are built on public land. One thing I didn't like about it, I saw somewhere they are building those affordable houses inside the school compound. Was it a primary? I think it's a secondary school. Imagine. And I think this is why they are even demolishing some of these houses. Because you see, one is asking a hard question. William Samoei Ruto had promised Kenyans that during his tenure, hamtasikia mambo ya kubomoa nyumba. Lakini sasa, William Samoei Ruto has turned out to be more evil than any other regime when it comes to the demolition of houses. In fact, these days I'm coming to like Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi, MAGA, NSSF, like a scheme, like Nyayo. Maybe that one is not clear, MAGA. That one is not very clear. My generation is restless about these old folks. Raila is facing it rough. Imagine most of the African readers wamkuwa wakipigwa simu just not to support Raila. Imagine that one shocked me. That one really shocked me. That people, Kenyans have gone to that extent of reaching out to African leaders. I don't know where they are getting the contact of these leaders. But what I know is that those leaders may not listen to Kenyans. They may not listen to Kenyans. Because when it comes to elections of the African Union chairperson, mostly you find the Francophone countries voting in one side as a bloc. You see the Anglophone, you see again the Muslim voting. These are the factors that are at play. And also there's also the issue of Palestinian-Israel war is also going to play a major role. And I don't know, because Kenyan foreign policy is not very clear. We are supposed to have a very clear foreign policy, but our policy is another thing that we don't even understand. Somebody was asking, do you have even a foreign policy in this country? Ama mambo yanafanywa tu kivi hivi. So what we are saying here is that when you look at William Samoei Ruto, you realize that whatever he does, it look like he has been sent. It's like he has been sent to punish Kenyans deliberately. And by the way, the funny thing, William Samoei Ruto does not easily withdraw. He does not easily withdraw. If you look at, for example, the 2023-2024 finance bill, was it necessary for people to die? Was it necessary to wait for Gen Z to come out of the street? Was it necessary? Again, look at this idea of vaccination. You know, he's not retreating. By the way, if I were to advise him, I would tell him, Mr. President, please withdraw Hikitu. It is going to embarrass you. Because in the final analysis, the vaccination exercise is going to embarrass the government and William Samoei Ruto. Because the resistance that we are seeing is something that we have never seen before. Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you again, are you going to, kama una ng'ombe, wewe utakubali achajwe? Utakubali? Are you going to accept? Are you going to welcome something that you don't know? Ng'ombe akidugwa sidano, sijui the kind of meat atakuwa sasa nayo, maziwa, and it will end up in our bodies. It is not very clear. It is not very clear. So, again, when you look at our country, you realize for the last 2 years, we have been on a campaign mode. We have been campaigning for 2 years, imagine. Miaka miwili, campaigning. William Samoei Ruto started campaigning even before he was sworn in. For those of you who remember, before he was sworn in, I think he went to, is it Western? I think he went to Western. And started campaigning in church immediately. He has been campaigning even today. Every now and then campaigning. Now, next year, by June, ile kampeni mtaona nchi haijaionekana. In fact, there's going to be an uprising by the youth. The youth are going to come together. The youth are going to unite. The youth are going to rally behind one of their own. They are going to rally behind one of their own. The youth do not want to hear anything about the old guards. The youth are not going to listen to money. The youth are not going to listen. In fact, don't be surprised if this country produces a very youthful parliament. We are likely to have 70% of members of parliament, senators and governors below that 5 years. That is something that can happen in this country. Kenya is going to make history. Kenya is going to make history. William Samoei Ruto is going to retire. Raila Amolo Odinga is going to retire. They are going to join Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. And maybe the oldest person will be Okia Mtata, who will be the president. And Okia Mtata, because he's a reformist, is likely to have a youthful cabinet. That is what we are likely to see. Mbaga anasema amekula pesa from Bill Gates. He has to deliver, but it's an exercise in futility. What we can say here, Bill Gates is in agriculture now. Bill Gates wants to control the population. Bill Gates can do anything to make money. He wants to control the world. That's what Bill Gates wants. Hakuna kitu ingine. Hakuna kitu ingine. Ni hiyo tu ambayo imemleta hapo. And you see, because you see, Kenyans lazima tukubali, sababu this is what we call new colonialism. Ukoloni maboleo. Hatuna chetu, tunakubali. Tukiletewa, tunakubali. Hata bila kuuliza kwa nini au matokeo yake. We don't care. We just take everything that comes our way. And in the process, money changes hands. That's the reality. Money changes hands, like the Adani deal. Yeah, even before Adani deal, hata kabla wino ukauke wa kumfuta pale, tunasikia mambo mengi. Guys, I know you are going to be shocked by what to be revealed in the next 1 month in court about Eurobond. Wakenya watashangaa. Mtashangaa mkisikia vile pesa zinaibwa. Some people have been thinking that Jimmy Wanjigi is a mad person when he was telling Kenyans that we have overpaid our loans. In fact, you'll be surprised to realize that a number of the loans, quite a huge number of loans that we are paying, we are not supposed to pay. Janet is asking, do you remember the first NHIF casualty of Taga government? The woman by the name Waithira, who was shot in cold blood. Naona sasa aliwa juu ya Chief Manenos. Yeah, I remember that lady who was shot by a sniper. Is that the lady you're talking about, Janet? The one who was shot by a sniper? It was sad. Mamboys 2024, niko Dani, team 1995, waende wadugwe wenyewe, waache kujaba. That is very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. All the way from Qatar. Thank you for coming and like the video. And that is it. So for those of you who have cows, and those of you whose parents have cows, I don't know how you are going to handle the government if they come to vaccinate your cows. What are you going to do? Government have veterinary doctors, and the government can send them under tight security. You can imagine the situation. That is, polisi wanakuja kuduga sindano, nakuja kuduga ng'ombe sindano under tight security. You can imagine the confrontation. It becomes even worse when that person is a Masai. Ati unaenda kuduga ng'ombe wa Masai. Masai, unajua Masai wanaua mpaka simba. Sebuse mwanadamu. Sebuse polisi. So anyway, guys, thank you for coming. I don't want to keep you along. We shall be coming live most of the time, starting from 8. We intend to be live for just 1 hour. And this is because of public demand that I come live, we interact, and I like it. Always leave a comment. Even when they don't reply, please note that I've read your comments. When you see the heart, remember, note that I've read your comments. So guys, I wish you a blessed night. For those who will be traveling, I wish you all the best. Make merry, take care, and remember one thing: this is our country, we must defend it. This is our country, we must respect one another. This is our country, and we must bring our leaders where we are, and they must answer the questions. We are their bosses, they are our employees, and you have all the rights to ask the president the question that you feel that you need to answer, and the government has a duty to explain to us what we want to be explained. Otherwise, adios guys, have a blessed night. Bye bye.